A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of tensions surrounding immigration policy, Southern California has become the epicenter of protests against the Trump administration's aggressive crackdown on undocumented immigrants. Over the weekend, Los Angeles saw violent confrontations between protesters and federal law enforcement officials, resulting in injuries on both sides. As the Trump administration ramps up nationwide roundups, the president has called in the National Guard to support ICE operations, igniting further outrage among activists and state officials. The situation in Los Angeles unfolded as federal agents intensified their enforcement actions, with an internal report revealing that ICE has ramped up its arrest rate to an alarming 3,000 daily. This is a staggering increase from the 1,500 daily arrests observed just a week prior, marking a 127% rise since the beginning of Trump's presidency. With over 54,000 detainees currently in ICE custody, the agency has adopted more aggressive tactics, including targeting migrants attending court hearings or check-in appointments. Videos from the scene depict a chaotic standoff as activists clashed with heavily armed federal agents, throwing projectiles at law enforcement vehicles. In response to the escalating violence, President Trump ordered 2,000 National Guard troops to California, stating that the clashes represent a rebellion against the authority of the U.S. government. This move has drawn sharp criticism from California Governor Gavin Newsom, who argued that the state's law enforcement is capable of managing the situation without federal intervention. Newsom condemned the president's actions as inflammatory and unnecessary, asserting that he has already mobilized the California Highway Patrol to maintain order. As tensions rise, activists are planning a mass mobilization to protest against the federal government's actions. The conflict highlights the deep divisions over immigration policy in the United States, with many Americans expressing their discontent with the administration's approach. In an exclusive interview, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem defended the president's decision to deploy the National Guard, emphasizing the need to protect both communities and law enforcement officers. Noem asserted that the troops are specially trained to handle crowd situations and will ensure that peaceful protests can occur while maintaining law and order. However, critics argue that the deployment of National Guard troops is an overreach and could exacerbate tensions. They point to the violent history of protests in 2020, where excessive force led to widespread unrest. Noem dismissed these concerns, stating that the administration is committed to enforcing immigration laws and ensuring public safety. As the situation develops, many are left wondering how far the federal government will go to enforce its immigration policies, and what the long-term implications will be for communities across the nation. The clash in Los Angeles represents a critical moment in the ongoing debate over immigration reform and the balance between law enforcement and civil rights. As protests continue and federal operations expand, the eyes of the nation are fixed on California, where the battle over immigration policy has taken a violent turn. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.